The Amazon Influencer Program is an absolute gold mine. However, there are a couple of bad things that we need to address. In today's video, we're gonna go over the good, the bad, the things that we have learned in 2025, and then dive into 2026. I wanna welcome Trev to the channel. Thanks for being here.
Super stoked. And let's just cut the fluff and BS and give you guys what you want to hear. What was bad about 2025? So this is full transparency. We're going to just be as open and honest as we possibly can. And the first is the Amazon Influence Program is not what it used to be. So when we first started, you could essentially just review any product around your house and you'd get paid. You could really not have much strategy whatsoever and you would get paid. There wasn't much competition and you'd still get paid. So it was just one of those things where like the barrier to entry was just so stupidly easy that anyone could do it. And there wasn't really much strategy to the program itself. So that is the bad. But on the flip side, things have changed, in my opinion, for the better, because now there is that barrier to entry. There is some strategy and some element of like some skills that are involved. So it separates the really bad influencers versus the influencers that are really good. And if you can understand what that strategy is, that's where you can absolutely dominate. And so that is one thing that I want to kind of point out. And that's also kind of where viral view does come into play, where without it, it's really hard to have strategy. Like I remember when we first started, people thought having a software was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, it was just like, there wasn't really much needed. You could make a video of anything and you would make money. And then like Trev, he articulated it perfectly. Now you just have to have more of a strategy. You have to play the competitive game. And like he said, we can use it to our advantage by being more competitive. We're separating ourselves from those influencers that aren't going to take this seriously. So I see this as a pro if you actually leverage a software and leverage these strategies to really be a good creator.
But it's a major con if you aren't willing to adapt and learn. I know when we very first started and launched Viral View back in 2023, we kind of got laughed in our faces probably 100+ times from different messages, DMs, comments of like, why in the world would I waste my money and pay for a software? This is garbage, and I can't believe that you would do that. And now, fast forward 2 years later, it's kind of an essential part of the business, and that is part of the strategy. So the people that aren't adapting are dying, but the people that are massively winning, which is really fun to see. So
perfect.
Let's jump into the second.
Yeah, let's dive into the second one. The first thing that came into my head when we talked about this, of like what's something I learned, what was something bad from 2025, is the amount of brand deals that I got over flooded my house, where I didn't have space in my house. My garbages were always full. I had way too many boxes, and I haven't been able to park my car in my garage for the last 8 months. Ever since Viral View created the Creator Connections brand deal reach out, which we'll dive into later in this video, I've had way too many brand deals, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. So it's a con, but I would say it's a good problem to have. Not sure if you can relate or how you would add to that.
I know for me, I just have to be very strategic about my garbage cans. So if I miss my garbage week, it is literally the worst thing ever. So now I have to make sure I'm on top of that. I have a section of my house dedicated to free products, and we're trying to figure out things of like how we can improve that. I mean, we have some ideas in 2026, but one thing that we did is we did a free garage sale.
We did two free garage sales.
We got to the point where there was too much, and we were like, okay, we just need to get rid of it. So we did one back in like June or July, I think.
June.
And 500 people showed up. We had a line down the street, like almost 200 yards. And we cleared out everything. And then we did it 4 or 5 months later. Same thing, line down the street. And we cleared out a total of, I think it was close to probably $50,000
for sure
of inventory gone. So that is a con. But I mean, when you look at it, it's like, well, we are getting paid to basically play with toys and get products for free. So it is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was funny when like people would come to this garage sale and they're like, okay, what's the catch? Like, what's going on here? Because we legit, in both garage sales, we had 20 to 30 grand worth of product. And people were like, you're actually giving it all away for free. And people are going crazy for it. So it shows like how legit this program is. Like, we've had people think that like that Amazon influencer program is a scam. It's like, if this was a scam, do you think we'd go buy 20 to 30 grand worth of stuff to give it away? So it shows how amazing it is. And that's what we did to turn this bad into a pro, is we would just give it all away. Or like something I did on Halloween for trick-or-treaters, instead of giving away candy, I just gave away free products, and the kids absolutely loved it.
So jumping into the third con, or the third bad of the influencer program, is Viral View experienced a lot of growing pains. Over the last 6 months, we've seen quite a bit of growth, and it's to the point of like people are now realizing that they need to be strategic, and you can't just review everything and anything and it's going to stick. There's more strategy to it. And with that kind of mindset change and pivot, people have been loving the software. But there has been times where things have been slower than we wanted to. Things have broken when we didn't want them to break. Amazon made a change on the back end, and then it messed up our end, and then we now have more users that have issues, which then creates more complaints and more problems. And that's just kind of inevitable, and that's bound to happen as a business. But we did experience that, and not saying that we're not going to experience that moving forward, but we just want to throw that out there. And for those that have been with us since day one, we appreciate the patience. We know that we're not perfect, but from where we started to where we're at now and where we're going to in the future, we are like 1,000,000,000% better, which is all we can do. All we can do is be better every single day. And so moving forward, we do have better systems in place. We have a better support team. We have a bigger team to be able to help more people. Where in the beginning, I mean, it was just basically Kade and I literally doing everything, and we still kind of do everything, but we now have some people behind the scenes that are helping tremendously. So we appreciate your guys' patience. We just want to be transparent about, like, look, we're not perfect, and there's going to be hiccups. But where we are now compared to 6 months ago, like it's really hard to even compare.
And something I would add to that is, when we first started Viral View, you and I both have so many different investments, businesses, things that we were doing. And something that we've tried to do in 2025, something that we've learned, is diluted focus gets diluted results. And we're trying to narrow in our focus and really just put all of our time and efforts into the Amazon Influencer Program. And that's something that has been really cool for me to see, just the amount of growth that happens when you just go all in on something, and want to relay that to you, because if you take the Amazon Influencer Program and just go all in on it, you're going to just have insane results. So is there anything you else want to add to that?
We kind of have shiny object syndrome. We like to try so many different things, but like you said, it's going to get diluted results when you do that. And so Kade and I have basically, it's sink or swim at this point. We are 1,000% in on the influence program, Amazon affiliates as well, TikTok affiliates, anything when it comes to basically creating content and getting paid for it. That's where 99.9% of our time is spent all day, every day, basically from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. And that's where we are putting our focus. So we appreciate you guys and for supporting, and we're excited for this wild journey in 2026. But before we dive into some of our projections and predictions, let's talk about what actually went good in 2025.
Yeah, love it. So for me, the first thing is creator connections, which is like, it gets me excited just talking about it. I don't know when we got into creator connections. It was probably like early of 2025. Yep. But I think it was like just in the first few months of it. Before creator connections, the influencer, what we say is creator connections like revived the Amazon influencer program. Like Trevor at the beginning of this video talked about how the Amazon influencer program is no longer what it used to be, but it's almost like we see it in a good way, because creator connections wasn't a thing when we first started, and now it is. And so for those who don't know what creator connections is, essentially it's an opportunity for you to get bonus commissions every time you get a sale. So as Amazon influencers, we get 2 to 4% commissions, but Creator Connections allows us to get 10 to 50% commissions. It's absolutely insane.
And it's just been crazy to see the growth over the last year, because in 2025, when we first started, there was less than 50,000 campaigns. And now going into 2026, there's over 500,000. So we're talking from a couple 100,000 products to several millions of products are inside Creator Connections that, just like Cade said, it allows you to get increased commission rates. And what we're seeing is most of our users are making more from Creator Connections than their standard commissions. And so that's where the strategy comes more into play. You can't just review anything and everything. You have to be a little bit more strategic about the products that you're getting, whether they have good revenue, whether they have actual competition or not. And we could make a video just on that one topic, is what makes a good product and doing product research. But if you don't have a strategy and you don't know what to look for in a product, you are going to get crushed and you're not going to see the results. And I just see it so we see it all day. I mean, we have a pretty large group, a pretty large community of Amazon influencers, and we see it all. And so from our view, we see what works and what doesn't. And the people that are focused on Creator Connections, the people that are running these automations and strategically finding the best products, I mean, they are outpacing the average influencer by quite a bit. So Creator Connections, massive opportunity. I don't see it going anywhere. I just see it continuing to get bigger, because literally every single month, more and more campaigns just keep popping up.
Yeah. And what I really love about it is when we first heard about Creator Connections, it was like, okay, is this actually going to be worth it? And we started like manually accepting campaigns. We kind of dove into it, learning about it. And it was just like, I don't know if this is really worth it. Like, yeah, you can get bonus commissions, but it's really time consuming. But then what really made it lucrative is when Viral View made the automated find and accept all campaigns and just made the process 100% automated where you don't have to do anything. So it's like taking the work that you've already done and letting it work even more for you. It's crazy how quick my commissions literally doubled within a month just by implementing these simple tricks.
And we had a few users, when we released these automation tools, come to us and like, my life has changed. I've been paying a virtual assistant for the last 12 months, and that's all their job is to find and accept campaigns. They were paying them, we're talking $1,200 plus per month to have them do this one thing, find campaigns and accept it, where our software tool will literally go in and automate that entire process and do it in a matter of seconds. And so we always say, like, technically, like, it's almost impossible to do this manually, unless you have a full-time virtual assistant, which a full-time virtual assistant is going to cost thousands of dollars.
And even then, like, you won't find every campaign.
And it's not going to be nearly as efficient. So Creator Connections, massive opportunity. We're super excited about it, and we're looking forward to it. The second thing that we want to kind of talk about is the good. Is we talked about the growing pains that Viral View had, but along with those growing pains, we figured out a lot of things.
We've grown a lot.
We've improved things. We've released. I think we're now, like, we have 50 plus different features, and we just continue adding. And from the different features that we have released, we actually did a survey to our users, and we asked them, what impact has Viral View had on your business? And so there's three questions that we were asking. The first is, how much did Viral View impact your commissions by a percentage? And the average response was a 3x increase by leveraging Viral View, which is massive. I mean, to 3x your commissions, like, that's absolutely insane. So that's the first. The second is brand deals. So the average Viral View user has gotten over 64 brand deals,
Crazy.
Which is insane. So if each brand deal is $20 and the average is 64, that's over $1,200 in free product, which that pays for Viral View for 2 years, which is kind of crazy. And then the last element is time saved. Now, what we just talked about is with the automations, like, most of the stuff that Viral View does, like, you can't really even do manually. So it's kind of hard to really put a number to this. but our average user said that they saved 15 hours per month. So if you get paid, let's say $10 an hour, like we're talking minimum wage, well, that's $150 per month saved, which that is 2 times the cost of viral view. So like it's paying for itself, which is really fun to see. And again, like it's just so awesome to see the impact that it's been able to have on, I mean, thousands of families. And we're not stopping. We're continuing to go. And again, Kate and I, from the bottom of our hearts and the Viral View team, we're grateful for you. And we obviously can't do what we're doing without you guys. So we just appreciate the continued support and patience. And good things are coming this new year.
Yeah, I can totally see like why those numbers are those numbers. Because like for me personally, I've done, I think it's like between 500 to 1,000 brand deals with Viral View. I've increased my commissions
And
by
and just side note, we did not skew those numbers and include our numbers. So the survey, we did not include our numbers. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, Kate has done 500 to 1,000.
yeah.
I've done maybe not as much, but I've done well over a couple hundred. So it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and
keep
then
going.
I've increased my commissions by 3x, and then time saved. There really is no way to put an exact number because, like we mentioned, like with the find and accept all campaigns feature, like if I did that manually, it'd probably take me an extra 20 hours a week, if not more. But even with that, there would be no way for me to truly do it to the degree that Viral View does it, where it does it with exactness and does every possible thing. And if you want to get even deeper, dive into like Halo sales and all those things that Viral View does, it's crazy. So it's helped my business so much, and it's cool to see those numbers. And then also like me and Trev have done a lot of one-on-one calls with people and just hearing what people say and how much this has impacted their lives and how they've been able to do this goal or go on this trip or buy this house or do whatever it is that they want to do with their life, all thanks to the growth that they've had with the Amazon Influencer Program using Viral View.
We'll just highlight a few people that come off the top of my head. Uh, One user name is Courtney. She's gotten over $70,000 of free product thanks to Viral View. We have a student, Reezy, who basically went from $200 a month in commissions within a span of 5 months. He's now doing over 7,000 after he's reselling.
Probably, yeah.
Like went from 200 to 7,000 in less than 5 months. Like it's just so fascinating and so crazy to see what people are able to do. And so we're
too
super
as
excited.
well.
Yeah, go ahead and highlight more.
There's Jordan. She lives in Idaho, who did 11 grand in the last 30 days. I just got off the phone with her and has just talked about how this has just changed her family's life. My friend Kyle, who when he first started had the goal to have an Amazon Influencer Program pay for his mortgage. He was getting married and he was just getting a new house and wanted to pay for his mortgage. And after 4 months, not only was it paying for his mortgage, but it doubled that. So he was profiting the amount of his mortgage. Absolutely crazy.
So basically, that is a lot of good. So I know we mentioned some bad, but for me, the good outweighs the bad, and it's an unbelievable opportunity. And we just express this and want to hopefully inspire and motivate you guys to realize, like, look, what you have in front of your fingertips, we don't know if it's going to be around for 20 years. We hope it's around for 20 years, but we don't know. So take advantage of it now. Don't let days go by where you're not creating content, where you're not taking action, where you're not leveraging all the strategies that, I mean, Kate has a complete crash course on this channel that breaks down the entire process. So don't waste any time. Start taking action, and let's just jump into the last good before we talk about predictions.
The last third, and we've kind of already discussed it, so we won't dive into it too deep, which is getting brand deals with Creator Connections. It's never been easier to get brand deals than it is now, and especially with Viral View's automation tool of having the messages automated for you and you not having to worry about it. It's insane. I'm sure. I mean, we just talked about it. We've gotten so many products that we have to give them all away, and so that would be my like one of my favorite things of 2025 is it's never been easier to get free products.
And let's jump into predictions of 2026 to wrap up this video. Um, I'll go first
Okay.
because I think that this is where the program is pivoting. And I think if you're not doing the following, I think you're going to get left behind. Now, I could be wrong. That's why it's prediction. We're not saying that we can predict the future perfectly, but this is what I feel like is going to happen. And that's if you do not leverage an outside channel outside of Amazon, you are going to get left behind. And that's why at Viral View, we've invested so heavily on our YouTube automation integration. And then we also built a deep linking service called URL View, which, if you guys don't know what that's about, we'll drop it in the description down below. But what this is going to allow you to do is basically, with very to little extra work, take all of your videos that you have already posted on your storefront and post them to YouTube. And YouTube is the perfect platform to take all of this content that you're creating and build a secondary stream of income, build a channel off of Amazon so that you're not dependent on Amazon changing. And Kate's going to talk a little bit about this, but there's a lot of things that are out of our control. But if we can control it and take what's in our control, that's where you're going to set yourself up for success. So just to kind of dive in a little bit deeper on where I think the prediction is going is with a YouTube channel, it's going to allow you to really hone in on brand deals, and not just free brand deals, not just getting products for free, but actually getting paid for every single piece of content that you create. So imagine if you've done, let's say, 100 brand deals, and you had gotten paid for each one of those, plus the commissions, plus the creator connections, plus the free product. Like, that's where you are literally doubling, tripling your income just by getting paid for that initial video. And having a YouTube channel is going to allow you to do that. Brands are going to discover you. You're going to have more value. You're going to have more leverage. And that is going to be kind of that long-term game. So I think if you are not building a channel off of Amazon, you're going to get left very behind.
I like that you mentioned that it's a long-term game, because when you create a YouTube channel, you might not see, in fact, you probably won't see those immediate results. It really is a long-term play, and I agree with everything that you said. I think that's a great prediction. My prediction for 2026, and I feel really confident about this prediction because, we've been in the program for almost 3 years, and we've seen this time and time again, is there's going to be things that are out of our control. And with that prediction, there's going to be a lot of people that freak out. But our recommendation is just focus on what's in your control. Every single year, we see some of the following things, and chime in on some of the things that you've seen. We see a day where Amazon doesn't post your commissions. We'll see a day when maybe the carousel disappears. We'll see a time frame, whether it's months, weeks, or days, where your commissions will go down. We'll see brands maybe not responding to your messages.
And I'm sure there's going to be more and more glitches as a lot of people wake up and they're like, oh, it's not working, or this isn't happening, or the commissions are delayed, or orders aren't showing, or whatever the case is. So those are just things that we know are going to happen. And it seems like every day people bring it up, and it's like, for us, it's just another day in the office where it's like, that's just kind of to be expected at this point with Amazon. Even though they are a trillion-dollar company, like, they still have issues.
Yeah, and then alongside with that, is there's going to be probably something new that comes where people are like, oh, what is this going to mean? Like, they might send an email out, or like they're freaking out about it. Like, look at 2025. Going into 2025, we had no idea Creator Connections was going to happen. We had no idea brand deals through Creator Connections were going to happen.
So real quick, Creator Connections was around before 2025.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't know about it.
Well, we knew about it, but there wasn't enough brands, and it wasn't powerful enough. There wasn't enough volume behind it. I know there are people that were leveraging it early on, and they were having a lot of success. But like we mentioned, it went from 50,000 campaigns to 500,000. And I think this year, realistically, like, we could see 1 million campaigns inside of Creator Connections. If that does happen, that would be insane.
Yeah, I would actually be shocked if we reached the end of 2026 and there wasn't 1 million. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. I think it'll be well before end of 2026 as well. So I do think that there will be something new that happens. And just so you guys know, whatever does happen, whatever change they make, whatever thing, we will adapt. And that's what a true Amazon influencer does. You adapt and you figure things out and you focus on what's in your control.
So that's it. That's the good, the bad. In my opinion, there's way more good than bad. And I think it's only bad for those that don't want to invest in themselves when it comes to just learning the ropes, learning the new things, um, going out and actually implementing, taking action, and thinking that being an Amazon influencer, like it's just going to build itself. Like that's not going to be the case. Like you have to put in the work. But there's so much potential. We're excited with some things that we're working on the back end at ViralView. So stay tuned. But we love and appreciate you guys. If you guys have friends or family that don't know about Amazon influencer, like this is your sign to get them involved, get them started, because they can literally change their life financially this new year in 2026. And we're looking forward to growing with everyone. So we thank you guys so much, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
And if you guys found value in this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below.